Hello guys, welcome to my newest YouTube video. Today I'm presenting you one of my favorite Tier 9 premium ships, and in this case it is Musashi Japanese Tier 9 Battleship. We are playing on the map Warriors Park in Domination mode. Let's start the replay. Okay, so in the beginning I'm spawning on the left side. I spawn on the left side, so I will stay here, right? I will how to secure this capture point, Charlie, and I want to support the Neustrashimi. Uh, in the beginning, I was checking what kind of battleships are against me. I saw the Colorados, which I wasn't scared of. The Lion, he's scary because of the fire chances. The Pommer isn't that scary, and Georgia for me wasn't. It's good ship, but I'm not scared of it. They have also tier 8 carrier, which I'm not that scared. And from the destroyers, Z-46 with fast drill with torpedoes, uh, he's not that scary because the torpedoes don't do that much damage. Gajamada, on the other hand, even though it's tier 7 with deep water torpedoes, those are scary because they are hard to avoid, um, because the detectability threshold on those torpedoes is quite low. So it will be difficult for me to touch them because I will spot them quite late, right? So, and in the beginning I was checking the Puma position because I usually know that the Pumas want to go towards the island, so they are in the secondary range to enemy ships, and that was the reason why I decided, okay, I need to push towards the 10 line, so we can create some crossfire in case there was somebody pushing. My first salvo on Miyoko, well, I aimed almost correctly. I needed to aim a little bit higher, but um, in regards to the speed, I aimed properly. The shells were landing directly in the middle of the Mayoko, but because he was turning away, they were short. So I needed to aim a little bit higher. We know that there is a destroyer in Charlie, so I'm expecting any time torpedoes, right? But because I see the bomber is actually closer, and he's running high, he spotted the Gajamada torpedoes, and because those were deep water torpedoes aiming, okay, the Gajamada is here, and I knew, okay, the torpedoes are detected. I have like minute and something to to really push, because right now we spotted Mayoko, Helena, and Colorado. Those are not the scary ships for me. They might be like the Mayoko and Helena. They might be scary if they are allowed to farm me with their HGs for free. But here, when they are sailing in open waters and shooting, there is no chance I will not focus them, right? So it's quite difficult for them to focus me and to fire at me. And the only battleship we currently spotted was the Colorado, which I'm not scared of. It's tier 7 battleship, and I can actually deal a lot of damage. On this Colorado, on this Joker, on this Joker Samaritano, I actually aimed quite high, unfortunately, so I was getting only like 5,000 salvos. And we actually know Strashimi was able to detect the next battleship, which was Colorado, which I'm again still not scared. So it's for me it's still time to push, time to push. I'm sailing here towards the left side. I'm putting the island between me and the one Colorado, and I want to focus the second Colorado because he was giving a lot of broadside. Broadside, and actually Gajamada ate torpedo from the nose Trashimi, and she's now detected, and the bomber was able to hit her. and delete her. And my last salvo on the Colorado was amazing. I scored like 20,000 damage, which was like 40. It was like 45 percent of his hit points, right? So the Calcifine player in the Colorado is now decided to start turning away. And with my next salvo, I hit him for 15,000 damage, which basically I took with two salvos. I took around 70% of his total hit points, right, from him, and he won't be able to heal that much of the damage. So now we can continue pushing because both Colorados are low. They have less than half hit points, and it's actually time for us to finish them. So I was thinking about shooting the Colorado. You can see how I was switching between Colorado and Helena, but then I decided, okay, let's try to hit the Helena because the Helena is biggest threat. She has high DPM, and my Neostrashimi is pushing. So, in case the Neostrashimi will get detected by my carrier, the Helena might focus him, and Helena has quite significant damage per minute. So, it it can cause quite significant troubles to my destroyer. Now I'm trying to finish the Colorado, right? With my next salvo, and I was able to do that. I know that Helena is running away, so she won't be probably focusing my destroyer anymore. So I decided, okay, it's time for us to get rid of the last Colorado here, so I can give them. I start turning to right towards the middle, and give and I can give full broadside towards the Colorado, right? Because right now I don't want to give that Colorado full broadside, but I noticed that he was all the time he was shooting HE, so I wasn't that scared of him. Even giving him full broadside wouldn't be that bad for me. And now, because he is giving full broadside to me, I'm aiming for the Citadel and I'm trying to delete him. And we were able to actually hit the Citadel and delete him. So now I'm fully turning towards the middle, right? Towards towards the like H line, G letter on the left side of the screen, and now will try to hit the Helena, right? So I currently have 2 kills, and we are trying to help deal with the Helena. I hit her quite nicely for 7,500 damage, and I was trying to finish her before our Pommer will get low, and before she will kill our Pommer, because you can see our Pommer now has only 600 hit points left. I was no longer aiming at the Helena because Nostrashimi was started to shoot at her, and I knew that the Helena with 1,500 hit points, when the Pommer and Nostrashimi is shooting her, she's going down. I didn't need to focus her, so I started to focus another biggest threat, and that was the Lexington, right? The Lexington, it's basically I can shoot the Miyoko and the Lexington, and the Lexington you could see if our Pommer was not able to get the heal on time, and with 600 hit points left, or a little bit more than 600 hit points, he was easy target for the Lexington to finish. Luckily for us, the Nostrashimi is still spotting the Lexington because he's pushing heavily. So I'm shooting the Lexington and trying to get rid of him like quickly. Meanwhile, on the right side of the map, our team actually start dying there. You can see the old lion was passing by the Jean Bart, and he was able to trade it with the Jean Bart, so we will lose the ships there. The Percival finished actually the lion, but the Georgia will finish the Jean Bart. and I'm trying to finish the Lexington because he's now harassing the Nostrashimi, which is spotting him, right? And as you can see, Nostrashimi the whole time he had full hit points, and suddenly he has like half hit points after 2 strikes from the carrier. And we lost the Jean Bart, we lost the Fiji, which were the last 2 ships on the right flank. And now we are having our carrier, me, Shores, Eustrashimi against the Miyoko, Kid, Riga, and the Georgia. So right now I'm sailing towards the mid, and I want to I need to be now careful. I don't want to get too close to Georgia, because the Georgia with her engine boost, she can unmaneuver me, and if she gets towards if she gets my side, she can delete me quite easily. So here I pop up my spotter plane because I wanted to be able to shoot the kid, and I wanted to see him better. That's why I put my spotter plane. Unfortunately, the kid was too close to the island, and I couldn't aim lower because then the shots would hit the island, so I missed the kid. But I'm still aiming for the kid, and even though we lost the vision, I hope that my carrier will detect him. Now I know that the kid was sailed from behind the island into the into the open waters, but I see that my carrier is sending his rocket planes here. In meantime, I'm being farmed by the Miyoko and the Riga, and also Georgia was shooting at me. And luckily for us, the kid didn't pop up the smoke fast enough, and he wasn't slowing down fast enough, and got detected by the carrier. And because I was ready with my guns, I actually was able to hit him. And now I know that the Georgia was pushing towards me, and I don't want to fight with the Georgia right in a close range. I still want to keep my distance and start kiting away. So right now I'm trying to sail behind the island, and when I disappear from the vision, because right now I'm still being detected by the Riga, but when I disappear from the vision, I will start turning hard to the right, so to create a distance. And now I have already 4 kills, 100 and almost 150,000 damage dealt, right? And I noticed that the Miyoko was pushing towards right side, so I was hoping like, okay, maybe the Miyoko uh, will be detected. The Percival was trying to drop the Georgia, so he was dropping the Georgia. He briefly spotted the Miyoko, but unfortunately Miyoko was behind the island, and we lost the plane and the vision. There were fighters, but they will be shot down, so the Miyoko again disappeared from the vision. And because I'm creating the distance from the Miyoko, I will start turning towards the Georgia, because I was thinking that the Georgia will sail to the south, and she will continue sailing that direction. So I thought, okay, I can probably start turning, and I was aiming for the Miyoko and waiting for the Miyoko to get detected by the Percival, and he did. Percival detected, and I also pulled it for the so for him to spot the Miyoko. So I delete the Miyoko. That was my 5th kill, Confederate and Kraken Unleashed. But I was now surprised by the Georgia, because he actually started reversing. I was aiming here for the Riga, because she was giving a lot of broadside, but my salvo here is quite bad. And when I now realized that the Georgia is actually reversing, I was like, oh man, oh man, oh man, that's not good. I'm giving full broadside to Georgia. She can absolutely wreck me. And you can see 2 citadels. Those were two citadels, the Georgia from the Georgia, because I didn't manage to turn on time, and I was and she aimed for my weak point, right? So in return, I scored really nice salvo on the Georgia 2 one citadel. I was aiming for the weak point on the bow or near the bow, and with my last salvo, I will try to finish the Georgia. And if we kill the Georgia, this will be the end of the battle. And we actually were able to kill the Georgia. So let me show you the result screens. Right. So here on the result screen, we did 198,000 damage. We sank 6 ships in total. Were able to get 3 achievements, and it was the Kraken Unleashed for more than 5 ships sunk, Confederate for hitting for taking more than 20% of hit points from more than 6 ships, and the high caliber for taking overall hit points from the enemy team. And let me show you the table with the standings. And in regards to table with the standings, I wasn't first on experience, which was quite surprising for me. Obviously, the tier 7 Fiji played very well on my team, even though he died, and because he was tier 7 ship in the tier 9 battle, he was getting increased experience, and then but it still doesn't mean that he didn't deserve the first place. He definitely deserved it, and he played really nicely. So I ended up at second, with 2057 base experience. And as usual, the last thing I will show you will be my build, the Musashi. And here is the Musashi report right now. I'm using Winter Strength camo because I played Musashi in Unplanned Battles. I was playing Battleship, surprisingly. So I'm using this camo too because it gives plus 30% of credits earned, right? So let's go directly into the equipment, and in regards to the module, there is nothing you need to research. So let's go up to upgrades and immediately start with the upgrades. So first slot, main armor modification 1. So better survivability of the turrets and torpedo tubes. You don't have torpedo tubes, but turrets, you aren't losing the turrets that often. And I don't think you need any other magazine modification or any other or the auxiliary armament. In the second slot, I built it for Musashi for tankiness, so definitely damage. You are not losing the engine protection, so you don't need this to protect your engine or steering gear. You may lose the engine or steering gear where you hit where the torpedo hits you at the bow. Sorry, not bow, on the stern. So yeah, but otherwise, no damage con. You want to decrease the chance of fires, catching fires, and the risk of floodings. Third slot, definitely aiming system modification 1. There's nothing better. The main battery modification would be nice, but the accuracy is way better, way better to have more accurate guns. The guns on Musashi, main guns on Musashi are bread and butter for this ship. Those are amazing. Not that amazing like Yamato's. Yamato has even better accuracy. Musashi has, I believe, 1.8 sigma. Meanwhile, Musashi has 2.0 sigma. So definitely the accuracy on the Musashi, improving accuracy on the Musashi is really nice. Fourth slot, again, damage control system modification 2, because you want to get rid of the fires and floodings way quicker. quickly, right? You're big, quite clumsy and slow ship, so it's easy for HE spammers to hit you. So you want to reduce the chances of fires as quickly as possible. Then there is the concealment system modification in fifth slot, because well, the other ones I don't think they are useful. Like torpedoes, lookout system, yeah. Then maybe battleships like Georgia, Jean Bart with engine boost. That might be acceptable on those where they have engine boost that you can try to outrun and dodge torpedoes. But with Musashi, if torpedoes are going your direction, they will hit you. There's no chance of dodging those. You won't turn quickly enough to dodge them. So you are trying to always be angled properly towards the direction from which the torpedoes can come, right? So definitely concealment, it, it will benefit you way more. And in the last, um, of course, we are going for the main battery reload time, right? So uh, your main battery are reloading faster. And in regards to consumables, there is option for the fighter. Don't go for it. I think the fighters are the fighter planes consumables are complete joke right now. Until they are fixed, they do basically nothing. The carrier will be able to drop you if he wants to. So the fighter will engage the planes after you are being dropped. So they won't save you. Usually we want them to save you before the drop, right? Because you have, for example, low hit points and the last and one drop can kill you, and you need the time before you heal up to the point where the one drop cannot kill you. But they activate after the enemy carrier drops you. So the carrier drops you, and then the fighters will activate, even though they were in the air like 30 seconds before the carrier even approached you, right? So it's like, yeah, don't use fighter planes. If you have spotter plane, use spotter plane, because spotter plane is way useful in battles. Now, in regards to the skills, first skill, emergency repair specialist. You want a faster reload time on the repair party and damage control party. Second skill, grease the gears. It's it it must. Uh, the skill is must. Otherwise, the turret traverse on the Musashi is so poor. The same applies to Yamato. Those are heavy turrets, heavy guns, and they turn really slowly. So this skill is must. Then third skill, always adrenaline rush first. There isn't better skill probably. You could go tankiness, basics of survivability. I think the adrenaline rush is actually way better, because when you start losing hit points, you will reload your guns faster. Then as the fourth skill, I always go first for dead eye. Then so I have even better accuracy on my guns. Then I go for the concealment, and it's the last I went for the fire prevention. So fifth slot concealment, expert, and sixth skill was fire prevention, and that gives us actually uh, uh, eight yeah 18 points in total, and we have 3 points remaining, right? Currently, I have 20-point captain with two undistributed skills, and I plan to build Musashi as tanky. Therefore, my last skill will be free pointer, and it will be the basics of survivability. So I will be repairing my modules faster, and also I will be putting down the fires faster, and the fightings will be recovered faster. What you can do if you don't want to go basics of survivability, you can still go for the priority target and the gun feeder, I would say. The priority target is great skill. I usually like it to have it on all cruisers and battleships, but because of with the new skill point distribution, because it's no longer a 1 point skill, but it's now 2 point skill, I had to give it up on some, and especially I'm giving it up on some tanky battleships like Japanese battleships, Russian battleships. I prefer to keep it on my British battleships and on my French battleships. Those are the ones I like to still have the priority target instead of basics of superiority. Uh, but because they are squishy, and I want to see how many ships is targeting me on those. But with really tanky ships, where I'm always like, my map awareness is good enough to actually be able to get away without the skill, without having the skill, right? So on my Musashi, on my Yamato, I will go. The captains are basically the same, right? The build is the same for the Yamato, and I will go for basics of survival. And that's it, guys. That's it, guys, for today's video. So if you like it, like it. If you don't, subscribe. And see you later, guys. Bye.